come to the bold analysis. I have avoided making commentary on this incident where LGBTQ activist Edwin Chiloba was murdered and the cops put in a metallic box that was found somewhere in Uasin Gishu. Of course, I saw it has been causing reactions all over, and it's very unfortunate because I've always taken something that for me, humanity comes first. Those who follow The Bold in Twitter, but they can follow me in Twitter, The Bold, I made a comment and said that police needed to dig deep and investigate more on this because the question of the sexual orientation to be the premise of that incident was not crossing my mind. But then I have followed what the political leadership in Eldoret, or rather in Uasin Gishu, are saying, and then that's why I've come here to make a commentary. I wanted to listen to Oscar Sudi and what he's saying because for me, that's what will be the basis of this analysis.
Hii tunyumuko hapa. Muko na wazazi? Hizi muko na wazazi? Mama na baba. Ndio? Niliona jana kama nyinyi mliona jana. Kijana mmoja aliuliwa hapa Eldoret. Mliona hiyo? Mliona hiyo? Mshika network ya TV na mtandao. Watu huko ile network nyingine. Sasa kuna maneno hapa. Mimi nataka niongeleshe wasichana wetu wengi na vijana hapa. Msikize. Kuna kijana aliuliwa jana hapa Edwin. Yaani kwa sababu ya maneno ya kukua gay. Kwa siku hizi kuna mambo chafu inaendelea katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na mimi nataka niwaongeleshe kwa sababu nyinyi ni wakali kwanza, sisi tuko na culture yetu. Kijana aliuliwa jana na ukifuatilia vizuri unasikia kwamba aliuliwa kwa sababu alikuwa na boyfriend wawili. Ni mwanaume. Sasa kwa ile kutapodili, ile ukora ya kufanya ukora, wale wote wakashikana wakasema huyu jamaa ni mkora na kudanganya. Huyu sasa mti yao sasa huyu. Kaua huyu kijana. Hiyo ni maneno yanaendelea hii dunia ya Kenya sasa hii, kila mahali kwa mtandao wanauliza nini ilifanyika. Mimi nataka niwaombe kwa heshima kubwa. Culture yetu sisi kwanza kama Wakalenjin tuko na culture yetu taratibu sana mzuri. Baada ya wewe kutahiriwa usome upate kazi, uoe upate familia, ukue na watoto. Watoto wako pia watakuwa namna hiyo, waoe wakuwe na familia na watoto. Lakini hii maneno imekuja siku hizi ya kijana wetu. Kijana wewe unapendana na kijana mwingine. Sio maneno ya shetani hadi ya juu. Alafu anapata ati msichana mwingine anapendana na msichana mwingine. Hiyo ni maneno ya maajabu sana. Ndio maneno unasikia huko wapendana na watu na wapi. Na hao wenye wanafanya hiyo wazazi wao wangefanya hivyo wangesaliwa. Na ndio mimi nataka nawaombe kabisa kwa heshima. Hiyo ni mambo chafu. Ndio maneno yamefanyika hapa Uasin Gishu. Kwa hiyo kijana mwenye alipatikana alikuja kafukua pale Kaptinga. Kwa sababu ya maneno machafu. Sisi tunakemea kama viongozi. Na najua makanisa zetu zote siko against. Nilikuwa naona social media wengine hapo wale wa gays na lesbians walikuwa wanajaribu kuleta conversation hiyo kusema ati walionea huyo jamaa kwa sababu ni gay. Stupid. Hawapo wanaelewa jamaa kwa sababu ni gay. Huyo aliuliwa kwa sababu ya tabia mbaya. Na sisi kama wa Kenya na wa Kristo tunakemea. Hata nyinyi mwenye mlikuwa mnaongea jana kwa social media, nataka tuwaambie hiyo hatuwezi kukubali kama viongozi. Ukitaka kwenda ufanye gezi kwenda kwa msituni, lakini kama ingewezekana nataka tuwaambie mshindwe kabisa. Kwa sababu nilikuwa naona wengine wanapingana hapo ati hawa vijana waliuliwa kwa sababu huyu kijana aliuliwa kwa sababu ni gay. Hawasemi ati kwa sababu nini ilifanyika. Mimi nataka niambie hao wajinga wa gay na lesbians, ninyi ni wajinga wakubwa wa kutosha kwa Kenya yetu. Kama nyinyi mnasemaje wazazi? Ni kweli? Sababu unasikia wanaongea ni kama ni kitu kwa maana na ni vitu ya kurudi nyuma. Ndio mimi nataka niseme pongezi sana kwa hao vijana Mimi nilikuwa napita na
So, ladies and gentlemen, I know it is against the moral. I have seen different people trying to speak about this in the context of African and Christian values. And I will not want to put it to that context because when you put it there, you seem to pass a verdict, a final verdict on this. My position here is you don't have to be gay or lesbian to support or rather to respect LGBTQ rights. So, listening to what Oscar Sudi is saying, we'll revisit that sometime. Let me keep you abreast with what so far has police have gathered. Apart from this, of course, this body is being taken to the morgue and is awaiting postmortem tomorrow on Monday. Then what has also come out is the eyes were gouged out. There were no physical injuries on the body, suggesting that the victim might have died out of choking. Then the boyfriend, I don't want to say the boyfriend, but one of his friends, he chose to make it, Jackton Odhiambo, have been arrested and allegedly confirmed to the police that he was behind the murder. With his premise, I don't know how to say his or I don't know, it's a very difficult topic. The premise here is that Chiloba was the wife, was partner, but cheated on him. With now the premise coming out of a love triangle. So I have listened to Oscar Sudi making a commentary about this, and I just want to make a direct point here that this we stay in the society where I know the society does not really take into account, that does not accept what is it, especially the traditional aspects, of course. But that is against the reality. And what I think the leaders should be aware of the new reality. That now it's one case that is being vilified and judged by all the books, the natural law, constitution, church book, the traditional doctrines, and everything. But I find it a bit absurd that we are simply blinding ourselves from the reality. And the new reality here is, if that is the premise, then it's about time we have a candid discussion. And if it is on legal prescription, on a legal direction that is needed, because no one deserves to die for whatever reason. That we cannot compromise on the fact that no one deserves to die for whatever reason. And I was a bit uncomfortable by what the Kapseret Member of Parliament was saying, because we seems to be charging the community. The gay and the lesbian community, they exist. That's the truth. Some time back, let me tell you something. I used to work in somewhere, and we went, I think it is on 16th or 24th April. It's World Gaysism or World Something Day. So we went to cover a story of some Ugandans that were in the country. They were staying somewhere, getting support of UNHCR, and were told they are refugees from Uganda who had been chased by Museveni, who said that Nyinyi, I think, was against it. And so when they got refuge in Kenya, during that celebration, there was public, I think there was public outlay of that sexual orientation. And so there was a distress from the community level. I was trying to get that story. I wish I would get it for you. And out of that, from that public distress, people had gone to chief and they were complaining. And so when we went there, there is one thing I experienced that I just want to say here, that I was on camera, I was with my reporter, and we were also with another lady. And when we went there, of course, we also had the police escort, but who was not in the place because we went to the plot where they used to stay. Now, tulipofika, I remember my reporter. Of course, we already had contacts, the lead to where this was, and we had confirmed that, of course, when we cover it out, it was also for their benefit, for the sake of government, also for them to get some security. So tulipokuingia kwa room, we found, I think there were 4 men that were seated there. And when we got inside, they embraced us, me and my cameraman, who are male, and no one bothered even to say hi to the lady. That scene sticked. It's still in my mind, and when I see that, I still remember. I cannot show what exactly it went out, but so it made me understand one thing, and that's one thing I'm saying, that it's real. This thing is here with us. However much the political leadership and the Oscar Sudis will use every natural law to denounce it, but we must face the facts that they're here with us. And my point is here. I don't know if you tell us, I don't know whether in law, you even know that in marriages that are not the other marriages, no one is allowed to kill the other person. But when you go to public and try to make it like, of course, it's not, you try to make it like society is right, you can't charge the society against. Remember, Wasingishu there is the Eldoret, there is the Moi University there. And I'm not saying this thing there. It's well in these institutions, especially the higher learning institutions. It's rampant in those areas. Even, I wasn't talking, a friend was telling me that it's even there in the other high schools and even primary schools. So it's something we have, and we bury our heads in the sand and say, it's wrong, but tukiamka nje, we see it happening. So it's about time we get to talk about this scandal, and that's why I opted now to speak about it. Yes, no human being deserves to die, and everyone's right is protected. I don't know whether in lawyers can tell us where in LGBTQ, I was trying to dig through, I did not get, where the punishment is death or being killed. No one deserves to die. If anything, the person we're talking about was a fashionista, a person who had a career path, but allegedly a sex orientation is not the way. I am a bit skeptical, and I'm so cautious of buying that narrative, because I've been trying to read. Today, the Star is reporting that 19-year-old and 17-year-old students have been drawn into that heinous act, that they reportedly helped the killer, to transport that metal box to where it was found. Okay, for them to get that audacity, and most importantly, of course, got the eyes. I was talking to my friend. Some friend tells me that when the eyes are there, it can help trace who and what and everything. So that's why people tend to remove the eyes. It's one of concealing evidence. I don't know that it's a premise, but someone told me that. So don't you think that there is a highly conspiracy theory in this, even to conceal and do it in a man like it was done? I'm like, what was that? What was the essence? It doesn't sink. It doesn't get to me. I sympathize with the family of Edwin, Chiloba. May God comfort them. But then it's about time we speak soberly and without charging the public against individuals. That's my take.